Not everybody lives, but everybody dies. So while a nigga here, I'm shooting for the sky, landing on the moon, walking on the sun, taking over the game, get it back when we done. Not everybody lives, but everybody dies. So while a nigga here, I'm shooting for the sky, landing on the moon, walking on the sun, taking over the game, get it back when we done. I'll get it back when we done. 10,000 hands in the air, have you ever seen? Work 9 to 5 or 5 to 9, do you ever dream? They in the red, but my stalk is green. Proud like I reached the clouds all off a beam. Dreams on lucid, films on Lucas, sound on surround, in the crowd on stupid. Who that chick Dion? That's Dion on Clueless. You circling around the money, sitting in a Cubic car. Still the dreams, they said I'm too corny. Funny, I got their ears all on me, fears all gone, and my peers all wrong. So keep your 2 cents in every phrase y'all coining. That's just common sense, all the hating, I honored it. I don't leak, I quantum it. I don't answer, I problem it. I just drop shit while they asking what a colonic is. Thinky, you know what I'm pondering? Not everybody lives, but everybody dies. So while a nigga here, I'm shooting for the sky, landing on the moon, walking on the sun, taking over the game, get it back when we done. Not everybody lives, but everybody dies. So while a nigga here, I'm shooting for the sky, landing on the moon, walking on the sun, taking over the game, get it back when we done. I'll get it back when we done.
Yo, what's up, CFO gang? It's your boy Jay Tuck. Real Cowboys fans, stand up and salute to everybody out there who's watching, whether you're on the YouTube channel, CFO Sports, whether you're live here on TikTok, whether you're on Instagram, man, salute to Cowboys Nation. We have a lot to talk about, man, and I'll say this before we start. One, salute to our sponsors in Sleeper. You know what I'm saying? Salute to our sponsors in Sleeper. But two, you know, I feel like as a OG, I guess we can call me right now, you know what I'm saying? The community kind of sounds crazy. OG, like sometimes I kind of sit back and I'll be quiet, right? I don't say much, kind of let things unfold. Let the fan base act how they want to act, right? But then sometimes it's up to us, man. The people who were the foundations, the Law Nations, the Voch Lombardis, the Skywalker Steels, the Big Game James, the Mark Holmeses, the Shangos, the West Coast Cowboys, the Jay Tucks, the Romes, the list goes on, right? I don't feel like I'm not including anybody. Sometimes it's time for us to step up and like, yo, Cowboys Nation, huddle up, right? Huddle up. And I was sitting back, seeing some stuff transpire online, and I was like, nah, I got to go talk to the fan base. I got to go talk to the fan base, man, because I just don't feel the proper energy, man. A lot of Cowboys fans, and rightfully so, it's down in the dumps right now. A lot of negativity, but we're going to talk about it, man. So I wanted to go live, impromptu, TikTok, shoot me your questions. YouTube, y'all know the vibes, man. Salute to everybody. My dog Los in the building. What's up, Los, man? My guy Anthony says, what's up, Tuck? Hope you're having a blessed night, brother. Hope you're having a blessed one too as well. Just got back, man. Now, I would have never thought in a million years that I would be spending my fall nights watching my children, well, actually my son, Jay Tuck Jr., play high school football. Not this one, the other one, man. So look to Jay Tuck Jr., man. He's out there, had his varsity soccer game, his last one. It's cold as hell for soccer before they get ready for their tournament, get ready for districts. And he scored a goal. Jay Tuck Jr. scored a goal out there. He had his little celebration, you know what I'm saying? He was wiping off his shoes and everything. But it was cold as hell out there, man. I was bundled up, and I wasn't bundled up enough, man. But I would never thought in a million years that Jay Tuck Jr. would be playing soccer and not actually football in high school, but he's out there doing his thing. And I owe Jay Tuck Jr. a lot. Because a lot of y'all remember, like, we had a Twitch channel. It was the YOLO Lit Dad Fam when he was itty bitty. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all may have followed it. But I was beating him in video games on that Twitch channel, and so he quit. Because this whole studio I built, it was for a Twitch channel for me and him. Well, he was getting beat in Dragon Ball Z Fighters. And so he quit the channel. So I had this equipment. I had this studio. I was like, well, I might as well do something with it. So I dropped the Dallas Cowboys video, and the rest is history. I mean, salute to J Tuck Jr. for quitting on our Twitch channel, because the rest is history when it comes to me and doing my thing when it comes to Cowboys Nation, man. So like I said, go ahead, comment, like, subscribe. TikTok, hit that like button, hit that share button, man. What's up, Jasper? What's going on with y'all over there on TikTok? We are rocking and we are rolling. Now, like I was saying, right, as the peeler, or one of the peelers of this community in Cowboys Nation, I've been honored that you guys have given me that title, that voice of the nation, right? Sometimes you gotta just talk to the people and engage how the people are feeling. And y'all let me know in the chats across the board, how are y'all feeling about this Dallas Cowboys season? Because I've been seeing a lot of things, right? But what I'll say is this. If we are being realistic, Cowboys Nation, and y'all let me know, maybe I judged it wrong, not a lot of us had the Dallas Cowboys winning a championship this year. Let me know in the chat. Did y'all feel like the Cowboys were championship bound this year? Let me know. TikTok, we're kind of new, so let me know if y'all thought the Cowboys were championship bound this year. I don't think a lot of us did, right? I know that Vegas had set the line at 7.5 just for the Cowboys to win 8 games. Some of us said 9, some said 10, some said, hey, maybe 11. I had said if Brian Schottenheimer gets to 10-7, then build that man a statue. I said that repeatedly on this channel, right? So what am I getting at? When I look up and just check the landscape across a lot of Cowboys fans, it's like, give up on the season. Season is over. We are done. We are done. Another, and it was just like, I'm not sure what the expectations of the fan base really was. Yeah, my dog Fresh says, damn sure not after trading Mike. I mean, I don't want to mention the player because I know how people get when I mention the player, but it wasn't. All right. So what am I seeing across the landscape when it comes to Cowboys Nation? I feel like as content creation's gotten trendier, social media has gotten bigger, you know, there are a lot of people who prefer the what if games, the virtual GM games, than the actual football product that happens on Sundays and Thursdays and Mondays itself. All right. What do you mean by that? Well, I was scrolling my Instagram and I was hearing talks about the Dallas Cowboys. Now, the trade deadline is next week, right? November 4th. But there was people having conversations about trading George Pickens. And they're like, oh, we're not going to sign him next year. He's going to be gone. We might as well try to get something for him. We should trade George Pickens now. All right. And I get that framework, right? Instead of get something versus losing him and whatever, right? But here's the thing. We are only in week 9. Offense is booming. Why are you wanting to rip this up for futuristic draft picks already? It's like, I see trade Micah, which we saw, right? We traded Micah for picks. I see online trade Diggs for some picks. I see now trade George Pickens for a pick. I feel like some Cowboys fans value picks more than they actually do the actual product on the field. Why are we always wanting to trade for picks? Now, y'all know me. TikTok, we're kind of new. But I am the draft guy when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys. Like, I'm the wizard. Everybody knows that. That's the nickname that you guys giving me, right? I don't even want all these damn draft picks. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want these damn draft picks. But it's like a lot of people just want picks and picks and picks and picks and picks. We should trade Diggs and get a 5th or a 6th. And then we should trade Sam Williams. We're not going to sign him and let's get a pick, right? And then we should trade George Pickens and we should get 2 picks. And then we should trade and get a pick and a pick and a pick. You get a pick. You get a pick. Instagram gets a pick. YouTube gets a pick. TikTok, you get a pick. We're all getting picks. What is this fascination when it comes to Cowboys Nation and these damn draft picks? We damn near have a full draft class that's not even active yet, full of picks to play with. Right. Pickens long term, right? Pickens long term. It should be not a bunch of people online or a bunch of people on radio or a bunch of people on social media or whatever, or content creators making cases to trade Pickens. You should be using your platforms and your voices to apply pressure on the front office to sign Pickens. Sign him, not trade him. Sign him. I just saw something today on Instagram. Because the Detroit Lions the Detroit Lions say, you know what, Jerry Jones, I know you're smart. And I know you have your Netflix series and you're in the Hall of Fame. But here in Detroit, we're going to sign our dominant edge rusher. We're going to extend him. You know what I'm saying? We're going to extend our dominant edge rusher. I don't know what the hell y'all doing in Dallas, but here, we're going to extend our guy, right? $45 million. The Detroit Lions have spent over $1 billion in their cap space, and they do not care. The Detroit Lions are defying and breaking all of your cute little rules. Oh, you can't go over the cap, right? You shouldn't extend edge rushers. You shouldn't draft running backs in the first round. You shouldn't draft linebackers that early. Like, they're breaking all of your little old rules, and they could care less. Why? Because the Detroit Lions are focused on putting a product on the field to ultimately try to win a championship. Now, has it happened yet? No, but we will say they're a whole lot closer than we currently are, right? So we have to lose this fascination, Cowboys Nation, of just living in the future. We have to live for today, right? And I get it, right? Mock draft simulators are fun. Trust me, you guys will be sick of me running mock draft simulators. You know what I'm saying? It's coming up soon. Y'all will be sick and tired of J Tuck running these mock draft simulators, right? Now, I'll tell you guys this year's draft class is not that sexy and attractive. I'm all the way through offensive linemen almost, and I'm gearing up for running back. It ain't even that, right? But can we just enjoy the season? Can we watch some football on Mondays and Sundays without everyone just thinking about the next year and the next year and the next year? That's why we never get things done in the present. You know, I see a divide amongst Cowboys fans about trading some of the picks to get current help. Now, we saw the Philadelphia Eagles, and my dog Easy the Block Captain was just on the show last night. He was saying, yo, if it's up to me, I would go get a corner. I would go get a corner. We need some cornerback help. We need some cornerback help. So the difference between the Cowboys and the Eagles, unfortunately, when they need something, they know Daddy Howie will go get it. They know Daddy Howie will go get it, right? They don't have to worry. They know Howie will go get it. They're spoiled. They're trust fund kids. They used to call us trust fund kids. They are trust fund spoiled ass brats. Whatever they need. I need a cornerback. Even though you just drafted 2. Go get another one, right? But it's a difference in mindset. Now, think about this, y'all. 2023, Mike McCarthy took over the play calling from Kellen Moore, right? A lot of people like Kellen. Some people's, and I wasn't really a fan of Kellen. I like Kellen Moore as a play designer, not as a play caller. He would get brain farts, right? But Mike McCarthy took over the play calling Dak Prescott was playing at an MVP level. Now, was he playing as smooth as he's playing this year? No, but Dak was still balling that year. All right. The Cowboys was winning, and we actually also had a dominant defense. Top 10-ish, top 15-ish, right? That was the Green Bay year before we got to the end of the season, right? LVE goes down, and we're sitting around all saying that, yo, we need a linebacker. Hey, we're winning games. This was the whole year when the Cowboys don't lose at home thing. You know what I'm saying? But, yo, we need a linebacker. Hey, we need a linebacker. Hey, I get it, y'all. We got home field advantage. We're winning. You know what I'm saying? We just beat Detroit. We beat the Rams at home, right? We're on this win streak. The Cowboys are playing good. Dak should have been at an MVP level, right? But winter's coming. We need a linebacker. They took Shaq Leonard to dinner, said no, right? And they went out there with Marquise Bell and the small safeties at linebacker and ultimately paid the price. So I get it. It sucks. It's frustrating. But Jerry Jones had a better team in 2023, a team that was actually winning, more talented on both sides of the ball, if you will, besides wide receiver, I would say. You know what I'm saying? And you still did not go get the missing piece that the Dallas Cowboys needed. All right? Y'all catch my drift? Now, here we are in 2025. I don't think that Jerry Jones would go make a move and help a struggling team right now. He's not. He's going to hold on to those draft picks, unfortunately. And it's shitty, right? But at the end of the day, Cowboys Nation, we're fans, right? You're fans. What are you going to do? Not watch the rest of the season? Support the team. Cheer the team. It sucks, but you knew what it was before you came over here. Fellas, you ever gone through that? You know what I'm saying? Fellas, you ever gone through that, right? You knew what it was before you came over here. Don't stop huffing and puffing because you ain't getting no candy after the club. You know what it was, right? It's exactly we knew this team was not built for any championship contention. Some of us realized it a little bit earlier. Yeah, Los, ain't no candy after the club. You already know what it was. She told you on the dance floor. She just wanted to watch Netflix. All right? Don't be huffing and puffing on your Uber all mad. She told you what it was. All right? Jerry told y'all what it was. Jerry told us what it was. Listen, I like Brian Schottenheimer. He's from here, right? Went to Kansas. Rock Chalk Jayhawk for a little bit, right? Love everything he represents. Love everything that he's trying to do. But when you move on from a Super Bowl winning head coach, a veteran guy, love him or hate him, he was showing some consistency, all right? When you move on from him, not because you didn't want to hire Mike McCarthy, only because of difference of contract length years, which doesn't make difference for a coach. You could hire a coach for a 30-year contract and fire him next week, but whatever, right? When you decided to move on from Mike McCarthy and go with a first time, not a first year coaching in Dallas, right? A first time head coach ever in life, that let me know that you aren't trying to win a Super Bowl this year. I mean, the odds of Brian Schottenheimer in his first year ever coaching the Dallas Cowboys and leading them to a Super Bowl championship would be, I don't know, right? A story to tell for many of ages. So when Jerry Jones did that, that was the first sign of him telling me on the dance floor, it ain't gonna go down like that, right? Then secondly, here we are in the draft. Tyler Booker, good replacement for Zach Martin. Okay, cool, I understand it. But when we drafted Donovan Ezekaraku, what was y'all saying? I mean, hey, that's a good player, but we just signed Fowler. We had Micah. Sam Williams was coming back healthy. You just drafted Marshawn Nealon last year in the second round. Like, we don't need any more edge rushers. Even though how talented Donovan Ezekaraku, and he's playing better, much better. He's playing improved, right? But we don't need many edge rushers. So why don't we go edge in the second round? That was odd, right? Then we turned around in the third and drafted Siobhan Revel, who's coming off a knee injury. And it's like, is he really going to be ready for the season? Probably not. Then you talk about Jaden Blue and then Shamar James, and the list goes on and on. This draft class was built for the future outside of Tyler Booker. Hence why we only had two active on day one, right? Okay, cool. Then they trade away the player and got some futuristic picks, 2026, 2027. So Jerry Jones was telling us all along they wasn't committed to winning a championship this year. So it's hard for me to get upset when they told me back. I literally had a tweet, and I posted on my Instagram, where I said it was on February 12th. I'm like, I know what the Cowboys were doing. They were tinkering. They are doing what's called a soft rebuild, y'all. And it's unfortunate because as fans, that means another year gets wasted for us, right? A great year is getting wasted for Dak Prescott. I understand that frustration, but the Cowboys told you clearly at the club, y'all, it's not going down like that. And I think that ultimately what happened, y'all, when we got George Pickens, a lot of people just believe, yeah, exactly, Los. When we got George Pickens, it was just like all was forgiven. Now, people got to remember, we got George Pickens because they struck out on Tet. They wanted Tet, and they thought Tet was going to fall to him. I could have told them that Tet was not going to fall to them. I could have told them that clear as day, all right? Tet didn't fall. Tyler Booker, okay, cool. And this wide receiver class wasn't the strongest. Matthew Golden went. Luther Burden went second. So it wasn't the strongest for wide receiver 2. They reached out to the Ravens to try to get, damn, I forgot his name. Ravens wide receiver. Ravens hung up the phone. So they started scrambling. And it was the third option for George Pickens. But once the Dallas Cowboys traded for George Pickens, everything changed from that point, y'all. The public pressure died down. Ticket sales went through the roof. Remember the old fire the GM Jerry movement? That just faded away. Jerry Jones started talking again. All the drama just picked back up, right? After they got George Pickens, everything was like, okay, cool, you know? And a lot of fans really accepted that. Like, okay, we got Pickens. And I tell you guys, as a season ticket holder, my tickets have never, ever sold as fast as they did this year after that Pickens news. As soon as I posted them things for quadruple the price, it was ping, 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 pow. The only game that was left over that lingered was the Giants, and that sold too. Right? So a lot of the things that the Dallas Cowboys was telling us, They wasn't all in this year. They wasn't committed to winning a championship this year, right? So it's hard for me personally to get upset at the Cowboys when they told me this shit back in March, right? Now, I get it. As fans, we want to believe. We want to buy in. We want to hope. We want to do, and you can still hope, right? But sometimes you have to turn on that realism. But what I'm trying to say, y'all, everything that was a foundation setting going into this season, we still have in front of us. I want to see, does this team have some fight? Does this team have some courage? Does Shoddy have an actual, holding people accountable? Am I seeing some changes? Because it's easy. It's easy to love Shoddy and Shoddy take everyone Pokemon going during practice or wherever the fuck they was doing on camp and doing all these extra things when you're winning. And what I've been trying to tell people all off season, let's see who you truly are when there's live bullets. Let's see who you really are during adversity. Now is the time we can sit back and really see. Let's see who you really are. Shoddy is still in evaluation mode with me personally. I want to see who you are right now. Can you get this team, whose defense is the worst in the league, all this drama going, because it was sunshine and rain. Everything was sunshine and rainbows until we got to Oxnard and all the Micah shit hit the fan. It's been downhill ever since, right? So who is Shoddy then? That's what we get to see. We get to evaluate these guys, these younger guys, the Maris Leofals, the Shamar James, our offensive linemen. Like, who are you really? And if they're not what Shoddy wants, we need to rid them out and get them out of here. Trayvon Diggs included, right? I get it, concussion, knee, head, shoulders, knees, and toes, right? But if the Dallas Cowboys want to get where we want them to get, ultimately to that championship, the whole mindset of the organization to the coaching staff down to the players needs to change. Needs to change. It's a no one's taking accountability. Jerry ain't gonna take it. Players don't take it. Shoddy's trying to take it. Right? But where's the accountability? Where's the toughness? Have you once seen one defensive player this year throw a helmet, kick a kicker's net over? Have you seen a player on the sideline arguing with Matt Eberflus? Have you seen a fight? Anything? I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. I have seen no fight. All that, toughness, right? Remember all those buzzwords that we had, right? Tough, physical, dominant, right? All those buzzwords and those buzzwords were cute and cuddly when we were at camp. Where is it now? Where is it now? Where is it now? All those buzzwords were cute, cuddly, loved it. Oh, Shawty's going to be more physical. Shawty's going to hold these players more accountable. Shawty's not going to be accepting all those stupid penalties, I'll tell you. Shawty's going to have these guys motivated and inspired. Mike McCarthy Tuck just never seemed to have our team prepared for games. That's not going to happen when it comes to Shoddy. Everything that was an issue besides just having George Pickens and the offense looking a little bit more glamorous downfield, it's been the same exact from Mike McCarthy, from Jason Garrett to Mike McCarthy to now Brian Schottenheimer. So this is the opportunity for Brian Schottenheimer to really go build his identity. If we lose every game moving forward, yeah, I don't even want to hear that, right? It will suck. But as long as they fight, yeah, Pickett's through a helmet. That's offense, right? Pickett's through a helmet. You know what I'm saying? But defense, there should be multiple helmet cracks. You know what I'm saying? Now, forgive me, I got a cold. You know what I'm saying? I got a cold, beat out there in the cold all damn night. So, yeah. But I want to see some change right now. I want to see this team be able to rally and battle behind adversity. I don't want to see drama, finger pointing, lack of accountability, the same old in Dallas. It's time for a change. And now is a golden opportunity for it to change. Yeah, go down fighting. If you're going to go down fighting, bro. Exactly, Dre. Go down fighting. Tuck, I try to be realistic, but do you think we give up on defense and Dak throws us to a wild card game? Is that even possible? It is possible, but the odds aren't in your favor. Because with this offense, y'all, it could get hot. And I was saying this on the NFC East Roundtable show. If our defense could just hold teams to 23 points, it's a different conversation. Just hold them to 23, 24, right? Nothing too crazy. Just hold them to 24 points, and we might can have a conversation about where this team can go. But having to score 40 a game, 38, 30, it's just not going to happen, right? And like I said, the frustrating part I will say is that we're sitting back watching all these other teams around the leagues make moves to get better, and we're just chilling. People like, yo, Tuck, who the Cowboys trade for? Nada, nobody. And see, people don't understand. When you are aggressive and you're making moves, one player might have one moment that can change the course of the game, right? Look at the Eagles. Some people are like, oh, they got Tank Bixby? For what? For a back. Tank Bixby went for $100. Damn near. I think he got 100, right? Tank Bixby went for $100 Sunday. So now they have Saquon rolling, and now you have to deal with Tank Bixby as well. And that was the absence of A.J. Brown. Meanwhile, if Javonte Williams gets a headache, all hell breaks loose when it comes to our run game. We have nobody. He better not get a hangnail, a jam finger, or anything, or our run game is doomed. Why? Because the Dallas Cowboys are trying to prove a point that their fifth-round guy and Jaden Blue can still be the guy. So they're forcing it. They're forcing it. When we all can see with our own eyes, it's not it. Bro was inactive first few weeks, and now all of a sudden he's RB2 ready. Not the case. Blue looks soft versus the Broncos. Tiptoeing, fumbling. He's just not ready, which is okay. And I hate for it to seem like I am bagging on Blue or I'm a Blue hater or anything like that. I think the kid has some upside potential, right? I did a film breakdown on when we drafted him, right? But when you put him in this situation where he has to be the heir apparent, he's not ready for that. He never was. He wasn't even that at Texas. You know? So when you set these high, lofty expectations for these players, this is what the fan base is aiming for. I mean, y'all saw it on my YouTube channel. People was like, oh, he's Tony Dorsett. The fuck? Tony Dorsett? Are you kidding me? Tuck. He reminds me a lot of Jahmyr Gibbs. Yeah. Jaden Blue reminds me a lot of Gibbs. Why? Because he ran a fast 40 at the combine. Come on. But those were the lofty expectations that were set on these players. Partially it's the fans' fault. Content creators play a role in it too. Media. Because when you've been down and out, as Cowboys fans have been for so many years, you're looking for that glimmer of hope to get you excited, right? And what people will selfishly do, and it's unfortunate, they will sell you anything you're looking for, right? They're selling you. They'll sell you whatever you're looking for. Somebody will sell it to you in Cowboys Nation. It might not be all content creators, but you'll find a content creator that will sell you that Jaden Blue was to steal the draft. And he did a lick of draft content until we started drafting players. But all of a sudden, they'll sell you on that was the biggest steal of the draft. So whatever you're looking for, you'll find it. But what I want to get Cowboys fans to start doing, and it's hard, right? I have developed this skill over time, right? Because I came into this game as just a Cowboys fan, just like all of y'all, right? But then I got the opportunity to become trained credentialed media. So I'm able to separate and step outside myself and have that realistic conversation, you know? So it's a little bit different. But you got to start setting proper expectations for the organization, for the coaching staff, the players, the draft picks, and it makes things a lot easier. So I keep continuously asking Cowboys fans this question: what are y'all so mad about? If you had the Dallas Cowboys as an 8-win team, 9-win team, right there. If you said, man, Tuck, I got the Cowboys winning 9 games, they're right there. A little bit tougher to get there, but they're right there. So, like I said, but personally, y'all, this whole trade everyone away from picks and stuff, just not a fan of it. I don't understand it. Why everybody must go. Why everybody must go till we get more picks and picks and picks. Picks and picks and picks. Enough's enough, right? Focus on getting stronger now, you know. But I think unfortunately it's too late because you're going to need multiple players to pull this thing off. But I do think this team can still band together and win some important games, but you will have to get on a serious run to make it happen. But you never know. Injuries happen. Things change, right? You know, we've seen a lot of teams fall off in the back half of the season. But it's unfortunate, Cowboys Nation, but enjoy it. It's just football season, right? It's yeah, win or lose. Like, shit, I'm a Florida State fan. Our shit's been over, but I'm still going to watch on Saturdays. Like, you know, right? The process, man. But this whole trade George Pickens thing, it ain't sitting. I got a little listen. I thought I had the juice. It said, Dre, you called it, man. I mean, I just kind of saw it. Nothing about this season said championship. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would have probably felt a little bit different. You know, if they would have kept Mike McCarthy, kept Micah, I'd have probably felt a whole lot different because all I would have wanted was a defensive tackle to step in. But after that, it's just like, all right, bro. The Mike McCarthy was the first sign thing. The draft was the second. And then the Micah thing was like, okay, well, shit. Now I know what you're doing. It made expectations. And this is why, as soon as I got my tickets in September or August, whenever I got those, I was able to sell them. Yeah, Osa ain't making no noise. He's not. But you see how the narratives are different when it comes to Osa versus other players. Right? Osa got paid, and we haven't heard his name in weeks. There's no radio segments about it. There's no articles about it. You probably don't even see outrage and hashtags about it. You don't see that going online about Osa. And that shows the power of persuasion that goes on in our fan base, in our community. If I want you guys to hate a player, I can make you hate a player. You know what I'm saying? If I really, let's say, you know what? I don't like Kenny Clark because I felt like moving on from Micah and getting Kenny Clark was a big mistake. I can make a lot of you guys hate Kenny Clark for no reason, just because I just have an axe to grind with Kenny Clark. See what I'm saying? So that's that power of persuasion that is often weaponized in our community. It was just like a few years ago, everybody was loving little Aiden on the TV screen and Jumbotron, and Aiden was used to be on, all these Cowboys segments and .coms and all. And now all of a sudden, Trayvon Diggs is the worst piece of shit on the planet. And honestly, y'all couldn't even tell me why. Right, Los? Ain't no emotion behind Osa's name. Too hard to spell, right? You can't have Osa Digioazua in your headlines. It's just too much, right? And yeah, so it just happens, right? It's the power of influence where a lot of people just like, oh, I hate Diggs. Diggs must go. Diggs is a problem. And I'm just like, why? He sucks. He hasn't been playing good. Now, you guys know, you're watching on TikTok, you can't see this. But you who follow me on my YouTube channel and that have seen me long enough, hold up. I can't even do it right now. Let me do this real quick. Oh, no, I can't do it. It's on my phone. Never mind. But be that as it may, you guys know if I wanted to carve up this whole Diggs suck shit, I could carve that up for y'all right now. I really could. I could really carve up the whole Diggs has been playing bad narrative right now. I would surgically tear that whole fucking argument apart. Live on air. But I have just been doing this long enough. I know when is pointed against you, there's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you can do about it. There's really nothing you can do about it. You're done. Right? And so I've learned over time to just let those things happen. Right? Let me see if I can do it this way. Journalism back in the day had more integrity. Is fueled by negativity now. Exactly, Los. Because that's what sells right now. The truth is boring. It's the click. It's the quick. It's the quick intention. It's that. That's what's hot in the streets right now. That's what people want. All right. Oh, sorry. That's what the people want right now. So unfortunately, and it puts people in a bad situation, but it's the power of persuasion. So there'll be a lot of people hating players or hating this person or hating this person, and you honestly don't even know why. So people say, well, I wasn't paying Micah $46 million. That's too much for an edge rusher. The Detroit Lions just did it, and correct me if I'm wrong, Wasn't Aiden Hutchinson coming off an injury from last year? Was that last year? Wasn't Aiden Hutchinson coming off an injury season last year? Right? So, but the Cowboys have used their power of persuasion. Camo, a broken leg. He came off a broken leg and got $45 million. But people will argue, well, I wasn't paying Micah because edge rushers aren't worth that much. That's wild. Now, Jake Ferguson played a full season last year and didn't even sniff the end zone. Got paid. Nobody said a peep. Deron Bland had his worst productive season and coming off an injury from last year, got paid. Nobody said a peep. Zach Martin held out from camp, skipped the line, jumped in front of everybody, got paid, then said, actually, I think I'll retire. No one said a peep. Why? Because the power of persuasion was not utilized towards those players. So it's unfortunate, right? So as Cowboys fans, football fans in general, you have to ask yourself this question. So Bland got hurt last year, got paid, and turned around and got hurt again, and no one said a peep because he got an interception. He got a pick six, so all is forgiven. Versus Marcus Mariota, right? So Marcus Mariota, he's good, right? But nobody said a peep. Yeah, Zach Martin said, you know what? Actually, I think I do want to get paid again, bro. I want to do contract. Just threw a wrench in the middle of everything, held out, missed. Now, the entire time that Zach Martin missed actual camp, Oxnard camp, his leadership was never questioned. None of that. It was pay Zach Martin, pay Zach Martin, pay Zach Martin, pay Zach Martin. Right? Now, Micah, even when we got back to Frisco, Cowboys fans was pay Micah, pay Micah, pay Micah. Literally a whole hashtag online. Let me see. You can go on Twitter. Whole hashtag, pay Micah. Everybody had their profile pics changed to Micah Parsons to the fact that we couldn't even tell who the hell we was talking to. But all of a sudden it's like, oh, he wasn't worth that money. Well, why was you chanting pay Micah then? So the reason why you get upset and frustrated is because of the power of persuasion, y'all. So you gotta start asking yourself questions sometimes, you know? And I've gone through this as a sports fan. Yeah, 877 pay Micah now. If you go type that in, you'll see thousands of hashtags, thousands of tweets called 1877 pay Micah now. But now all of a sudden, oh, he wasn't worth that. He wasn't worth getting paid. I wouldn't have paid him that much. And honestly, he wasn't even asking for that in Dallas. Green Bay just paid him extra because he's that fucking good. But like I said, y'all, it's one of those things, man. It's hard for you guys, like I said, because I go out there and myself, like I told you guys all the time, right? I'm a Dallas Mavericks fan. I didn't know no better. When we got Kyrie Irving, I don't want him. He gonna ruin Luka. He gonna ruin Luka. He's a locker room cancer. He's a locker room cancer. Because I didn't know no better until I had Kevin Gray pull me to a side who covers the Mavs. Like, yo, Tuck, all the stuff you're hearing. Now, Kyrie was doing some funny stuff, but it's like he wasn't as bad as people were making it, right? The same thing with George Pickens. Look how the narratives were about George Pickens versus what the reality is. Right? But why? It's because, damn, there was murals here in San Antonio to pay Micah. See, crazy. But now, Anthony, if you ask those people, oh, no, I wouldn't. No, he couldn't stop the run, and pressures don't matter. And and then what did he do in the playoffs? I mean, why? Because now they're getting fed all those things to kind of help heal their coping mechanism. Right? If my wife leaves me today, hopefully that never happens, but of course my friends gonna be like, man, she wasn't that good, bro. She wasn't. Of course they're gonna tell me shit to feel better. They're not gonna say, damn, bro, you lost your wife. Shit, you're never gonna rebound after that. Shit, she's the best one you ever had. I don't think you're ever gonna find another woman that good. I mean, man, that sucks, dog. They're not gonna tell you that. They're gonna be like, oh, there's other fish in the sea. She wasn't that good to me. It seemed like I was never really that happy. They're going to tell me all that copiism shit to make me feel better. It's just how it happens. We've all been through bad breakups before. It's always the ex's fault. It's always the ex's fault. We go through a bad breakup and we'll just let it rip on Facebook about all the negative things your ex was. But then we have to ask the question, why was you with her for 8 years, bro? You know what I'm saying? You was with her for 8 years. Yeah, she was just horrible. She was just a piece of shit. She couldn't cook. She couldn't clean. She was rude. She was mean. Also she couldn't do laundry. Blah, blah, blah. So you stayed with someone that was a piece of shit, couldn't cook, couldn't clean, couldn't do laundry, and she was rude to you for 8 years. Why? Because you loved her and she was good to you. And she was doing something. If she couldn't cook, couldn't clean, she was doing something good to you to stick around for 8 years. Right? Everyone's the hero of their own story. Facts, Fresh. And it's like, I understand it, y'all. But right now, we are the worst defense in the league. Pretty much, besides the Steelers. It's a joke. We make every quarterback look like Tom Brady and Joe Montana. But still, there's people saying, oh, he wouldn't have made a difference. Maybe he would have. So if pressures don't matter, Cowboys Nation, and everything's focused on stopping the run, why are y'all listing all these edge rushers to bring in? You think Bradley Chubb helped stop the run? You think Jalen Phillips helped stop the run? Have y'all looked at Max Crosby's runs stopping defense grades? He wasn't better than DeMarcus Lawrence. DeMarcus Lawrence was probably one of the best dual defensive ends in the NFL, to be honest with you. But the knock on DeMarcus Lawrence was he didn't have the sacks. He had tackles for losses, but he didn't have the sacks. So people will say, hey, D-Law gets pressure. D-Law sets the edge. He gets tackles for losses, but he don't get sacks. Tackles for losses are the same thing. It's just on different players. Right? So if the girl that you had, or the guy, whatever you're into, was no good, why are you trying to get someone that's just like them? Why aren't we trying to get quarters or linebackers? Why is it always we're trying to get edges, right? Because we haven't healed on that X, y'all. And it's okay to admit that. It's been, what, 5 years? Was it? Almost 4 to 5 years? It wasn't until we got George Pickens I was finally over the Amari Cooper shit. Sometimes bad breakups take time to heal. I like Brandon Cooks. I like doing a little Archer thing, but I was still pissed that we let go of Amari Cooper. Still. It's finally now I can say, okay, we're good again. Right? So, Cowboys Nation, stop letting people try to force you to heal quickly. Move on. Move on. Let it go. It's not TikTok's job. It's not YouTube's job. It's not Instagram's job to move me on from Micah Parsons. It's the Dallas Cowboys and these players' job to move me on from Micah Parsons. That's whose job it is. It's not Los's job to tell me in the chat, Tucky's gone, move on. No, that's not his job, right? It's this organization and these players. You have not heard me once say, man, I miss Zach Martin. Why? Because our right guards have been stepping up, and I haven't even noticed that Zach Martin is gone yet. That's simple. Tyler Booker hasn't been fucking up enough for me to say, damn, I miss Zach Martin. Now, of course, I love Zach Martin. You know what I'm saying? He's a Hall of Fame. That's my guy, right? But I don't watch the game on Sunday and say, oh, man, if we would have had Zach Martin, things would have been different. Why? Because players are stepping up. So Sam Williams, you're out there tweeting all that stuff. Don't want to talk about Micah and this. Then make the fans forget. But it's hard when I'm sitting here watching the Cowboys be 31st in damn near every defensive statistical category, and then I see that my ex going crazy with 10 pressures and 3 sacks in one game. Right? Says, honestly, I don't think it's the coach, it's the players. Yeah, I think it's a mixture of everything. Right? I do think it's a mixture of everything. But, who picks these players? You know what I'm saying? It's a good question. Perion Winfrey time. Yeah, Perion Winfrey's 21-day window has opened finally. I feel like he's a guy that you could definitely add value. Yeah, to our defense. I love Perion Winfrey. I love him coming out of OU. Yeah, our X looks bad, bro. And I haven't done it yet, Cowboys Nation, because I am sparing y'all. And I'm letting y'all heal. But we're getting soon. We're damn close to that Micah Parsons film breakdown. And y'all's going to have to just be mad at me. I almost did it the other day. I said, nah, I'm going to spare him. But probably 2 more weeks. Probably after Philly. Say hello to the bad guy. Right? I got some other. I was about to do Cam Scatterbo, but he got hurt. So I got to find some more players to do. But it's coming. But your ex looks good. This looks good. And nothing worse than your homeboy said, oh, damn, bro. You remember old girl you used to be with? What was her name? Laura? Yeah. Oh, bro, I saw her at the club the other night. she looks good, man. I mean, her body, she must have did something and dyed her hair, her body banging, man. She on this red. Like, damn, that's my ex. Oh, I didn't know you still. I didn't know. Oh, damn. I was saying, bro, she was at the club, bro, and she had this little dress on, and like, bro, I was just like, I mean, you my dog and all, and I was gonna get on her, but out of respect to you, I wasn't, but I thought, you know what I'm saying, you really didn't care about her, but I mean, she had like everybody in the club was going crazy, like, damn, who was that? I was like, yeah, man, that was my homeboy's ex-chick. They used to date a few years ago, but she had a club going crazy. Now, you on her Instagram trying to scroll, see what she was doing last Friday night. And you realize you blocked. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Some of these stories I make up, but some of these stories I've lived through personal experiences. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Trust me, it hurts. It hurts your spirit, man. It hurts your spirit. I've been there. You know what I'm saying? Where one of your exes has leveled up. You know what I'm saying? But it motivates you. It motivates you. When I see one of my exes, or used to see one of my exes at the club, and she has leveled up, well, then guess what I need to do? I need to go get me a baddie that's badder than her to make her jealous. I need to, you know what I'm saying? If she was a 7 and now she's at a 9, I need to go get me something 4 that's a 13. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Laura, I can play that game too. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna sit there with a bunch of 5s and lonely on a Saturday night while Laura is going crazy in the club. No. Right? And right now, Jerry Jones is sitting around with a bunch of 5s and slump busters while their ex is going crazy. Nah. So I get the bitterness. I've been there, Jerry. I've been there, Cowboys Nation. You know? Ex out here prospering while we tell our best friend that's still connected how good it is. You dig? Hey, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Facts. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know? Hey, I've been there. You gotta get you a 13, Los. If Laura's at a 9 right now, you gotta go get a 13. I did that story one time. Ex thought she leveled up. Thought she was gonna stun at me in the club and dance, you know what I'm saying? Freakily, how you like it down the window to the, you know what I'm saying? She is freaking linking and all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? Kind of go crazy. I brought something imported in from Las Vegas. And when she hit that club, the whole music stopped. And everybody in the club was like, damn, who is that? And she walked up in there and she sat by me in the DJ booth and everybody was mad. Go ahead and freak a leak on the wall right now. You know what I'm saying? That's how you got to do it. Yeah, I bet you don't want to hear freak a leak right now. Freak a leak. How you like it, daddy? How you like? Yeah, you don't want to hear that shit right now because this shit sitting right next to me is different. I'm okay. What is watching Brian Broaddus' show? I'm doing all right. What's watching Broaddus' show? Yeah, I'm doing all right. Gotta let you know. You know what I'm saying? Danger. So it's a mystical, man. I was having a whole conversation. Hold on, TikTok. They making me, you know what I'm saying? I love watching my Broncos beat the Cowboys 31 times. Man, I don't know if the Cowboys beating the Broncos ever again. I give up. You got it, bro. One of my friends, he's a diehard Broncos fan since my dog Jay. He just talks shit. I just happen to listen, bro. He was having this whole conversation like, yo. Raul said, I saw Jordan's live. Yeah, man. Yeah, so with that, man, so I'm making a bunch of name changes. I guess I should make that public. So today I got blessed with the opportunity, man. I met with a agency, a producer from BET, and also Paramount. So had a good conversation with them and the agency. They were giving me a lot of feedback and everything, and they were telling me about my brand, and they were telling me that I need to use my full name versus the J. Now, of course, y'all gonna still call me J Tuck, right? But they were telling me strategically it's best that I use my full name, right? Because if I'm gonna do acting and become a published author and do some of these things they kind of been mentioning, then J Tuck, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, cool. So that's why I had to go change my TikTok, my Instagram, my Twitter to just put my name on there, because they want me to own my name as well. So yeah, Chris, man. So yeah, I got my full name on my TikTok and shit. But that's how I am, man. They give me advice, I listen. You know what I'm saying? Who am I? You know what I'm saying? Ain't like I can't change my shit back. You guys gonna call me J Tuck regardless. But it's just like, for a lot of different purposes. K Adams is K Adams. Shannon Sharp is Shannon Sharp. Emmanuel Acho is Emmanuel Acho. Stephen A. Smith, Skip Bayless, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just their names. Max Kellerman. So you get those names, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, bro. So I'm following the lead, but I'm certainly blessed, man. It's kind of cool. We're working on some things. I was on phone calls all today. That's why I appreciate y'all, Cowboys Nation, to be patient with me. I know I haven't been as active as usual, live as usual, but I got a lot of different things going on, man. And, I'm just kind of sitting back vibing, but making sure my family, stays intact, and they're always the priority. But I had like 4-hour phone calls. I got 2 calls tomorrow. Just signed a new deal for TikTok to do live streams. So I finally got the TikTok deal's been sitting in my inbox for since October 9th. And they've been waiting on me to sign the contract. But sometimes I didn't feel like moving on it. But I signed a new deal for TikTok. So excited about that partnership. Had the partnership with Outlier as well. Love Outlier, working with them. I got the Brunt clothing brand back there. If you can see the box, Brunt right there. Sleeper right here. You know what I'm saying? So just moving, man. I'm extremely blessed to be able to do what I do, man. And I love that people are seeing my vision. And yeah, bro, my name is my brand. You know what I'm saying? So my name is my brand. So and also it's like, when you Google J Tuck, there's so many J Tucks already out there. You know what I'm saying? Rappers, blah, 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 blah. So there's only one of me, man. So Jordan Michael Tucker, named after Michael Jordan. They're like, man, they're like, that's it. They're like, what is your name? I was like, I told them my name. They were like, that's it. That's the brand. I was like, all right. Shit, you tell me. You know what I'm saying? So tomorrow we're going to be working on a brand new website. They saw my website, and yeah, bro, full government, you know what I'm saying? So I'm probably going to have a bunch of hate mail and shit, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know a lot of people, I think that's where I kind of separate from some content creators. It's like, they want to have their content life and personal life separate, you know what I'm saying? And I understand that, right? There's a lot of creepos out here. There's a lot of, there's a little guy who leaks Mark Holmes' address and all sorts of stuff. Yeah, freaking leak. So there's you get a lot of creeper shit as a content creator. So I understand wanting to keep separate the content and your real life separate. But for me, y'all, what you see is what you get. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, oh, I go in J Tuck mode and then I turn it off. I'm the same way when I turn these fucking cameras off, bro. For those of y'all that met me, I know my dog Clyde's met me numerous times, bro. I'm the same exact way on camera I'm in real life, bro. Just real humble. Just love fucking with people that fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? It's just who I am. So I never really separated. And plus, my family is part of my brand. You know what I'm saying? My kids, being a father and, watching my kids grow and, go to college and play sports and do all those things and travel the world with my wife and see her journey. That's part of my brand. It's nothing I want to hide. I'm not one of those guys who want to hide that I'm married, got my shit on right there. You know what I'm saying? Keep my shit on. So you already know, my brand is my brand. So I don't have to worry about it. I get it. You're going to have trolls and all sorts of weirdos, but hey, pull up at this house if you want to, acting stupid. I got some shit for you. I got some shit for you that's registered in that government name that'll probably make you want to turn around really quick. You know what I'm saying? I got a whole lot of shit under that government name. So you want to come over here and play stupid games, you're going to win a stupid ass prize. You know what I'm saying? With an extended shit curves. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. So we're making some changes, but everything's going to be continuous at the same as well. Like I said, I love being in those types of rooms because it's all new to me, you know what I'm saying? But I don't have to pretend to act like I'm the smartest guy. You know, I have some representation now. Yeah, that Home Alone treatment, fresh, you know what I'm saying? You know, I got some representation that does a good job. You know, I'm trying to build a team around me, and, you know, they support me and they see my vision. You know, they know what I'm after. Whatever I partner with, I got to be me. You know what I'm saying? I got to be me. I got to do it my way. Not my way, but just be me, right? I don't want to lose who I am at the core. So, and I think that's what my brand is. You guys know when you turn my shit on, it's going to be real. It's going to be heartfelt. You know, I might say some things you might not agree with, but I'm going to say some things that you do agree with. But you just know I'm coming from a place of a passionate Cowboys fan who wants to win games and win a championship just as bad as you guys. So I don't want to lose that ever, because I feel like that's my superpower. Just Tuck dropped that mic if I'm ready to cry on what we lost. Maybe we all need that. Man, I'm going to give it like 2 more weeks. I'm going to get that 2 more weeks. It says, Tuck, get that Mucinex severe sinus cold. I got it upstairs. I just didn't take it because I didn't want to fall asleep. But after this show, probably here in like 5-10 minutes, I'm going to take that Mucinex and crash, man. Yeah, so I've been good. Like, why? It's just I've been out in the cold, man. And like I said, sitting at this cold-ass soccer games because they're in a tournament right now. And, man, I try to bundle up and my ears getting all cold and frozen. What else are you streaming on? So right now, if you guys want to watch the full real stream of everything, my YouTube channel, CFO Sports, that's where I primarily stream on, man. So join the community over there. We're going to drop draft content, film breakdowns, all that fun stuff. So that's just the meat and potatoes. But TikTok, I'm rocking with y'all. And I just turned my cell phone on too while I go live. So y'all hearing like the behind the scenes stuff, but there's in the whole presentation, you know what I'm saying? Even though I didn't present today. So like you guys can't see these names popping up on the screen and all sorts of stuff right there because you're not on YouTube. So YouTube CFO Sports, that's where all the fun really happens. But actually had surgery this morning. Hopefully alleviate my sinus problems forever. Oh man, good luck, man. Outpatient for that, man. Prayers for that, man. You have a smooth surgery. Everything goes through smoothly for you. So yeah, like I said, my wife has been sick for the past 2 to 3 weeks, 2 weeks or so. And I think she may have gave it to me. But the crazy thing, it's crazy, right? I was feeling perfectly fine. Didn't have any congestion or anything. And then soon as the Cowboys lost, I went live and my ears started to clog, my nose started to run, and my throat started to get scratchy. Cowboys did this to me. The Dallas Cowboys did this to me. I was perfectly fine until I went live after that game, and then everything just started breaking down. Jerry's trying to kill me, y'all. Jerry is trying to kill me, y'all. But listen, if there's any message I want you guys to leave with, don't let anyone take your joy, right? I get it. Losing sucks. It's frustrating. But hey, we only get so many weeks of football. Enjoy it, man. Watch your team. Root for your team. Don't start looking into 2027 and who we can sell and do like, right? Focus on today. Focus on Monday. And you never know what can happen, right? Now, I'm not saying we're going to win a Super Bowl. I'm not saying we're going to win the division. I'm not saying we're even going to win Monday, right? But I feel like so many people are looking towards the end result of the movie. They get to enjoy the process. And this is what I was saying on Twitter. But of course, it's Twitter, right? And no one's understanding. When I say championships are overrated, right? Of course, we all want to win a championship. But the joy of winning the championship, y'all, is the day-to-day habits, the day-to-day victories, and the day-to-day battles that you have to overcome to ultimately sum up to the championship. You see what I'm saying? So, like, that's the real reward, right? So, I always use the analogy. Let's say you wanted to lose 30 pounds, right? Of course, it's going to feel good once you step on the scale and you see that you lost 30 pounds. But the joy is the person that you become, the shit you had to sacrifice to become that person to lose 30 pounds, that's the real fucking victory. Because you're going to post on your social media, hey, I lost 30 pounds. Everyone's going to say congratulations. Congrats, congrats, congrats. You lost 30 pounds. Hooray. You look good. You look good. But after that, who was that person you are once those likes are done, right? That new person, that new mentality that you have, that new foundation, those new habits you built, those new things you learned about yourself, and that is the true reward, right? And so that's what I'm trying to tell people when I say, but I get it, right? It's Twitter, social media. So when I say championships are overrated, oh, you're a Cowboys fan. I'm like, I wasn't trying to, like, I guess people don't read books. There's a great book called Talent is Overrated too. Wonderful fucking book. I love reading books. That's one of my things, man. So read a lot of books. I read almost like 4 to 5 books a fucking week, right? So this is one of those things that I get it. It sounds crazy on social media, but a lot of people are just wanting the Super Bowl championships. But the things that you have to do to get there, that's the joy. Right? That's the joy. That's the reward. That when you sit back and think, oh man, bro, remember when we had the fucking worst defense in the NFL and all of a sudden shit clicked and, you know, all of us, you know, like that is what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? So it's the journey to get there, right? If Dak Prescott left the Cowboys and this joined, I don't know, the Chiefs or some shit and became a Super Bowl champion as a backup, he's not going to be respected. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to be respected like LeBron James. LeBron James became a champion, but people didn't respect it because they didn't say he didn't have that journey, right? It's the journey, the coming adversity, those things that defines you as a champion. See what I'm saying? So a lot of people don't understand that. So enjoy it, right? Enjoy Monday, enjoy Sundays, enjoy watching, you know, football with your family if you can. Like, I feel like so many people get so when it comes to football, bro. Like, at the end of the day, it's just entertainment. You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to get that way. It's like now, once I realize what it really is, it's like, you know, it's like watching Game of Thrones and your favorite character gets killed. You're gonna be pissed off. You know, my wife watches The Bachelor and her favorite girl gets cut or dropped, right? She's gonna be pissed off, but she can't sleep at night because of it. She's not gonna not want to go to work. Like, I remember I had a guy on my channel, and I hope it's good, but he was like 197 days into sobriety, and the Cowboys lost, and he broke his sobriety over the fucking Cowboys. Now I'm just like, I remember he called in. I was like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, bro, I'm just so stressed out. I broke my sobriety because of the Cow. I was like, fuck no. Absolutely not. Jerry Jones does not care about you enough to break your sobriety over a fucking loss. He's all right. So listen, enjoy this season. It's not over. A lot can happen still. Right? There's a lot have to happen, yes, but let's stop trying to tear everything down and fix it for 2035 and shit. Like, I just don't understand it. Keep George Pickens, keep Trayvon Diggs, try to rally. Let's evaluate what we really have, and now we can sit back and see, okay, do these guys have it, or if not, we'll tinker and make adjustments when the off season gets here, man. But it's your boy Jay Tuck, Jordan Michael Tucker. If you follow me on TikTok and Instagram and also Twitter as you will. Appreciate you guys for tuning in always. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. We have a lot of fun things planned up with the show. Draft season starts. I know a lot of people say, oh, Tuck, you're a Cowboys fan. You're always focused on draft. Y'all know me. I do draft. I was doing draft 2 months ago. So it already was what it was, right? So I was already doing draft, got some draft film down, probably dropping tomorrow, depending on how I sound, right? I'm going to get right, and then we're going to drop some film breakdowns, and we might do that Micah Parsons, but I'll let you guys know, man. So comment, like, subscribe. I want everyone to stay safe, stay blessed, stay encouraged. And before we go, here's a quick word from our sponsors in Sleeper. See y'all. Peace. This video is brought to you by Sleeper, the #1 daily fantasy sports app. And right now, Sleeper is doing something crazy, unimaginable. Yes, Sleeper right now is giving you a free $20. Yep, free. All you have to do is be a new subscriber and download Sleeper, and Sleeper will give you $20 in your account to play your daily fantasy pick. So if you want to pick Dak Prescott to go over his passing yards because he's playing at an MVP level, just use Sleeper. And also, if you want to make a deposit, use the code CFO. Sleeper will match 100% up to $100. So download Sleeper, get your free $20 to play daily fantasy sports, and also use the code CFO to get 100% up to $100 on your match. And let's go get this money, gang.